Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about Hey guys, this is Rajiv, and in this video we're going to talk about KPIs and viability of your funnel and some numbers, some benchmarks that you need to look at to know where you're going and where you're at with your business, right? So when you look at Facebook ads, you look at funnels, etc., there's quite a few numbers that can be overwhelming. So I will try to make it as simple as possible for you, to keep it as simple as possible, so that you only know what you need to know, right? As a business owner myself, I don't really care about the minor details. I care about the bottom line, about the bigger picture, about how the business is doing, right? So you probably heard about these terms like CTRs, CPMs, right? I'll show you in the dashboard here. So this is the campaign ads manager campaign dashboard. You see all these numbers. This is one of my other accounts, right? So generally you should be interested with your cost per result, right? And a cost per result, in our world we call it a CPA often as well, like cost per acquisition. And that cost per result can be either a cost per booking, like if you're in a coaching business, you would want to know how much does it cost to get you an appointment on the phone. So for example, if you're running a webinar, at the end of the webinar, the call to action is, hey, click on this link and book an appointment and let's talk. So you want to know how much does it cost to get you somebody on the phone, right? So in my case, for example, I'm generating a lead. I'm happy to pay up to $30 a lead. In this particular case, my cost per lead is currently $18.51 on average over the last 30 days. I'm very happy. It's like 30% less than my usual cost, right? So here's coming back to CTRs and CPMs, etc. Like I said, generally all you need to care about is the CPA and the net profit. So in the bigger picture, what you need to look at, hey, how much does it cost me to get a booking? So let's say on average, it costs you like $50 to get you somebody on the phone. And then it costs you 10 leads. So every 10 leads, you get a sale, and you get a sale for $5,000, right? So here's a profit of $4,500, $4,500. Obviously, you need to deduct the cost of delivering and cost of making the sale, etc., right? But looking at the bigger picture here, you can see the numbers work, right? So it costs you $50. Industry benchmark is like $50 to $150 to get somebody on the phone, right? And generally it's I would be happy to pay up to $1,000 to get that sale, right? So it would still make sense, and it's still like up to, right now in this scenario, is close to about 900% ROI, right? So obviously, like I said, you need to deduct the cost of delivery. But this is the bigger picture you always need to look at, right? So that's when your funnel is already working and you're making sales. But when your funnel is not working, then you want to look at the CTRs, at the CPMs, at the CPCs, etc., right? CPCs, cost per click, right? So generally, the first thing that I look at on an ad, in a campaign on an ad, is the CTR. So if I'm getting a 1% CTR on link clicks, this is my benchmark and I'm happy. So let's say you have 3 different ideas for your ads, and you set up 3 different ads to target the same interest, right? So you create an ad, you create an ad set, you run it, and then you duplicate that ad set, you run it again, but then you just go and create let's say you create the image and you leave everything else the same. So you basically split testing. So one thing I'll just remind you here, when you're doing split test, don't put more than 1 ad in 1 ad set. Best practice is you create 1 ad set for every ad, right? So let's say in this particular case, if I was to show you, let's say in this example, for instance, if I wanted to split test another ad, what I would do is duplicate this. So I would just duplicate this ad set. Right, let me just publish it. So I would duplicate the ad set, then go inside and inside the ad set, look at the ad and change the ad from there. Just taking a second here. Okay, so where is it? So that's the webinar copy. So now if I look at the ad here, if I wanted to change anything, I would go directly in the ad and change it. Come on. Right, so I would come here and make my changes directly if I wanted to split test an image, for instance, right? This is the image right now. So I would clear the image and change it here and then split test it that way. So then I would be split testing at ad set level. So basically what's happening then is I am sending the same ad to the same interest. If you're testing two different ads and you're testing it against two different interests, then your test is wrong, right? You're mixing up things. So you need to test one thing at a time. Either you're testing the ad or you're testing the interest. So generally, once you're happy with your ad, then you want to test it with different interests, right? So I'm going to repeat myself again here. So once you're happy with your ad, now you know which ad is working. You're getting at least your 1% or 30% is generally average, right? So if you're getting anything above 1% clicks for links, right, you can have CTR all, right? Here you can get better numbers like 3%. But what I'm interested in, CTR 3% means somebody clicks on the actual ad and is scrolling through, right? And then you get CTR all. Right? Like sometimes on mobile, you have long ads and then you have to scroll through, then you get these numbers, right? It's still average, and it doesn't mean that people have landed on your landing page. But when you look at link clicks, it means that somebody has actually gone out of your ad and landed on your landing page, right? So this is what really matters. So cost per link click. Well, CTR. The cost, it will vary all the time because it varies based on the CPM. The CPM is the cost per 1,000 impressions for that particular audience. Now, this is generally not under our control. It varies for it can vary on the day. It varies for so many reasons, like how big the crowd is, how much competition there is on that. And then it can go up end of the month, end of the quarter. You can't do anything about it. So generally, you want to know what type of CPM you would want to bid on. But again, sometimes even if you have high CPMs, if you've got a good ad, you can still be getting the cost per result you want. So you don't need to worry about all these little minor details, right? So unless you are troubleshooting, like I said. So if you set up your ad and you get your 1%, you're good. You're getting now coming to funnels, let's say you're getting 1% click-through rate on your links, and your funnel should be converting. Let's say I'm talking about a lead magnet funnel or a webinar funnel, should be converting at least 30% in the front end, right? So if you're getting 30% conversion, that's good. If you're getting anything less than that, then there is a problem. You need to look at your copy. You need to look at your landing page. So, but that's a conversation for a different day, right? So we've gone over CTRs. We've explained what CPM is, what a cost per click is. That's straightforward. Ad spend, you know what that is. ROI, we know what that is. CPA, we talked about cost per acquisition. Right? And like I said, at the end of the day, you would keep, for like in any business, you would have a big balance sheet that says, okay, I spent X amount of money on ads, I got X amount of sales, and you could also say I got X amount of booking. So That's it, right? So in terms of KPIs, like I said, I'll try to do a quick summary again. Like I said, I want 1% click-through rate for every ad. I want at least a 30% conversion rate in my front-end landing page. And generally, if it's a webinar or a case study video or a bridge type of video, you're looking at least 10% conversion rate if it's not converting, if you're not getting the desired expectation, the desired result that you want, the desired booking rate, the desired CPA, right? So I hope all this helps. If you have any questions, as usual, don't hesitate to get in touch inside the group. This is Rajiv signing out. Thank you.